Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we're going to continue to talk about Officer and a Gentleman. That's right, Officer and a Gentleman. We all love this movie. It was a great romantic film with a semi good soundtrack. Okay, back in 1982, long time ago. It was made as a propaganda piece. Yes, okay, it was made as a propaganda piece to kind of get guys into the military, to show them that they can get laid, if they become, look how good we look in our uniforms, that kind of shit, to kind of get those college graduates with some bullshit degrees into the military because they were really needed. We were really trying to get a strong military in the early 80s. This was during the Cold War, and Russia was the enemy. We had to have a strong military, this kind of shit. America was number one. The Reagan era. It was a different time back then. This movie is very pro-military. Okay, we're introduced to the main character named Zach Mayo. Zach Mayo is a very believable guy. I completely understand this character. I like this character a lot. I know exactly why he is the way he is. Unfortunately, he is an asshole. Okay, but he's got some learning to do. Okay, he's got some character improvement to do. Okay, and that's the point of the movie. That's what he's supposed to do in this movie. He's supposed to learn about himself, develop his character, become a better human being. Not the kind of person that he was at the beginning of the movie. Okay, that's his character arc. Okay, however, none of you fucking watch this movie for that. Okay, guys did not really watch this movie. Okay, I was a kid when this movie came out, but I was never attracted to see this movie. I heard about it before. I heard a lot of women talk about it. I was never motivated to see this movie until I actually joined the military myself. Once I decided to make that decision, then I started watching military movies. Okay, which is not something I did before. I watched this one and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was very good. I love the twist ending at the end, and I love the acting. The acting was pretty damn good. And the story was very simple. It was very condensed. A little bit claustrophobic. Everything takes place on the base. Takes place during his boot camp. It's just 3 months that he's there. That's the time of the movie. That's the time limit of the movie. But it was very good. In my own experience in the military later on, I'm glad I watched this movie. It kind of gave me a heads up for a lot of things that were coming my way that I did not realize, and I would not have been prepared for if I had not seen this movie. Okay, but the real reason all of you women watch this movie is not because of fucking Zach Mayo's career progress through OCS, Officer Candidate School. You don't give two shits about that. Okay, what you do care about is Paula. Okay, Paula is the love interest played by Deborah Winger. She does a very good job here. Okay, that's what you're really invested in is her. You don't give two shits about Zach. Okay, he's just there. He's just the fucking the dildo with a fucking personality. That's all he fucking is. What you really care about is Paula. Okay, Paula with the Paula the Polak. Okay, and her struggles to keep the man that she loves. We see her fall in love with him. She fell in love with him pretty fucking easy. She gave up the ass pretty fucking easy. Okay, but she didn't. She's very reluctant to let him go. Okay, like she knows he's only going to be there for 3 months. That's his training. And then he's going to go off to other schools. To pursue his career. Eventually he wants to fly jets for the Navy. So he's not looking to meet anybody and settle down. And she knows that. He was honest about it up front, pretty for the most part. I mean, and she says she's okay with it, with him just being a fuck buddy, and that's all she cares about. She's just here to have fun until he leaves, But we all know that's bullshit. She wants to get the fuck out of her life, okay? Working at the fucking factory with her best friend Lynette, okay? Who's another fucking whore like her. We don't really know if Paula's a whore, but I'm guessing that she is. I'm guessing that she checks out the cycles and finds out when the new students are coming so she can go over there and get one of them to fall in love with her. And the best way to latch onto a guy back then, was to get married, get pregnant. Then now he's obligated, to marry you now, or else he's the asshole. Not that you trapped him, he's the asshole for not marrying her, because back then, and this was the end of that era. I think the '60s pretty much started doing away with the whole thing. Like if you get a girl pregnant, you got to marry her. The whole shotgun wedding thing, that pretty much started to end in the 1960s. Okay, with the free love and everyone's fucking each other and shit. There was no AIDS yet. That kind of thing. I think that's where it started to end. Okay, but some of the people that were born that generation, a lot of them still had those beliefs that if you get a girl pregnant, you got to marry them. Today in 2023, no one gives a shit, dude. Half the women out there, more than half the women out there that have kids, they're not raising their kids with the fucking biological dad. All right, so no one gives a shit. Okay. We got single moms out the ass. Okay, yeah, that's America in 2023. And we lead the world. Okay, you probably know, but we lead the world in fucking single moms. Okay, there's no other country that has as many single moms as we do. Okay, we lead the world in it. All right, that's not a good thing. That's not a fucking good thing. It was kind of it wasn't mainstream back in 1982. Okay, it was kind of looked down upon. You were shunned back then. Okay, but today, like, no, you're empowered. If you're married and you have a husband, and you have kids with your husband, holy shit, dude, you're like fucking, you're like you're regressive. Okay, you're part of the patriarchy, and if you're a woman, you have internalized, a misogyny. You're taking it out on yourself. You don't think you're good enough. Well, just listen to any fucking pop song right now. It's all about fucking female empowerment. Okay, watch any fucking TV show right now. It's all about fucking men. Women are all strong and men are all fucking weak. Just do all that fucking shit and you'll be just fine. Okay, exactly. And well, it wasn't like that in 1982. Okay, it was a little bit different back then. Men had a little bit more power, I think. At least they portrayed it in the movies, but they also had more responsibilities. And that's the part that the fucking feminists always leave out. They had a lot more fucking to lose by failing than the women did. Okay. Anyway, so moving right along. Okay, so this movie takes place during that time. I love the gender roles here. I love the fact that that Paula ends up being the main character by default, because that's the one that all the women related to. And Paula's a very feminine woman. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with being feminine. Okay, unfortunately, 2023 you can't be feminine if you're a woman, but in 1982 you could. You most definitely could. All right, and she shows that here. She acts like a woman, and she doesn't apologize for acting like a woman. Okay, and I like that. Okay, I want to see women act like women. There's nothing fucking wrong with that, okay? I don't want to see some fucking bitch with a bigger cock than me, okay, trying to out alpha male me or some shit, walking bow-legged and shit, acting like she's a fucking badass. Get the fuck out of here, you little fucking bitch. I like to be around women that act like women. Holy shit, dude. How's that for a novel concept? A woman that acts like a fucking woman. Oh my God, what the fuck are those today? But that's what turns us on. That's what turns men on. Okay, I know you can't say that on a fucking TV show because you'll get fucking ripped apart for saying that, but it's fucking true. That's what I do here. Okay, I tell you what your husband ain't gonna tell you, what your boyfriend ain't gonna tell you, what your brother ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna fucking tell you. I got nothing to gain by lying to you. Okay, I'm gonna give you a straight up fucking dose of truth, baby, with no lube. No lube. That's what I do here, okay? I'm Diego Knows. I give you a straight man's point of view. The real question that you need to ask yourself is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? Because I don't think you can. As a matter of fact, I know you can. I know you can, okay? That's what you're going to get here. When I review this movie, I'm going to tell you exactly what a straight guy would think about this movie. Luckily for you, this is one of the better romance movies I've reviewed, okay? There's a lot of good stuff here that I can't wait to get into, okay? Now, I've reviewed a lot of the fucking movies. I've reviewed every fucking episode of Sex and the City. I've reviewed a shitload of your fucking chick flicks already. I've taken apart Breakfast at fucking bullshit Tiffany's. I've already taken apart fucking, Pretty Woman. Yeah, I blew that thing apart. The last one I did was fucking Dirty Dancing. What a piece of shit that was. Okay, there's a lot of Thelma and Louise. I took that one apart. League of Their Own. Okay, I've taken apart a lot of your fucking rom-coms. I'm going to keep going until the second season of And Just Like Crap, the new Sex and the City reboot. Yeah, that piece of shit. Oh my God. Disgusting. How disgusting that is, man. It's even worse than I thought. Bad enough seeing a bunch of fucking 50-something-year-old women that are fucking all these fucking male models. Like that would happen in real life, okay, in New York. But instead, nah, we get something totally fucking else, dude. This is like, oh my God, get this shit. But anyway, I agreed to finish reviewing it, so I'm going to finish reviewing it. All right, so And Just Like Crap, when season 2 comes out this summer, I'm going to review that piece of shit, all right? But right now, in the meantime, I'm reviewing your fucking favorite chick flicks. Now, not all of them are bad. Not all of them are bad. As a matter of fact, this one, I would categorize it into 2 categories. It's going to be in chick flicks for guys, because I do have that category. I only have one movie on there. That's a High Fidelity with John Cusack, but that's a great fucking chick flick for guys. It deals with all the fucking same emotions that your typical fucking chick flick does, but from a man's point of view. That's the difference. Okay, but I'm also going to put this in a chick flick praise, because even though it is a chick flick, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. Not all chick flicks are bad. I don't want you to think that, okay? But a lot of them, especially the ones that you like a lot, are just fucking bullshit out the fucking ass. I mean, come on, man, come on. Let's get the fuck real here, dude. It's the reason guys don't see this shit, man. And that's a testament of if the movie is good, okay? If men go to see it too, okay, then it's good, okay? There you go, okay? Anyway, moving right along. Okay, so where we leave off last time. Okay, so last time, we had Zach. Zach, that's Richard Gere's character, Zach Mayo. They call him Mayonnaise. He got smoked. He got smoked because he got caught by Gunny Foley, caught him with contraband in his room. He was selling it to the other candidates, so they could pass inspection. He got busted. So Gunny Foley said, I want your DOR, which means dropped on request, which means he wants you to quit. quick, get the fuck out of this Officer Candidate school. You ain't gonna make it. Blah blah blah. Well, he goes through all the fucking hazing that that whole weekend. He gets his liberty gets denied. He's got to do fucking push-ups. He's got to do fucking 96s. All sorts of shit that we got. It's called IT, incentive training. That's what they did to us in boot camp, and they did a lot of that. He only got one fucking weekend of this. I fucking put up with 3.5 fucking months of this shit. Okay, every fucking day, more than once a day, every fucking day. Okay, imagine that. Okay, and there was none of this fucking standing up like I got nowhere else to go. No, we weren't allowed to do that shit. You know what would have happened to us if any of us had done that shit? Okay, they would have taken us in the fucking in the whiskey locker. Okay, yeah, and there would have been some more fucking IT of the more hurtful kind. Okay, yeah, so don't give me that bullshit. He's at a fucking resort compared to the shit that I had to fucking go through at fucking MCRD San Diego. Get the fuck out of here with that noise, dude. He's at fucking Disney World. Compared to the shit that I had to go through. But anyway, he's fucking there. He got hazed. He decides, he does his whole fucking I got nowhere else to go thing, blah, blah. So Gunny Foley decides to keep him in the class. Okay, he proved that he's serious about becoming an officer. Okay, because the biggest problem that Gunny Foley had with him was that he was an asshole. He was an arrogant asshole. He was only thinking about himself. He didn't really care about anybody else. He's developed a friendship with Sid, but that's only because Sid caught him buying the uniform supplies that he uses to sell to the other candidates. He caught him doing that, so he basically blackmailed him. He said, "Hey, listen. You want to keep me quiet about this, you better cut me in. I don't have to worry about fucking my uniforms ever failing inspection again." And he's like, "Well, tell you what, if you help me through aeronautics class, you can ride your own ticket." Okay, so that they develop a buddying friendship that way. And then, of course, they're together when they meet the girls, Paula and Lynette, these two fucking sluts that work at this fucking factory. They don't actually work there on the base. They're outside. The base that they're on is an island. Port Rainier is an island. That's not the real flight academy school, but it is in this movie. Okay, and you got to take a ferry to get over there. So on the weekends, the girls they leave their factory job, they get dressed in the car, and they get in the they get on the ferry to take them to the base where they can fucking have a ball, have a dance with the officer candidates who are all in their whites, and that's what they do. They do that every week. All right, I think they do. Okay, and so Sid, the other guy, he makes it with Lynette. He's LeBlanc. He likes her. That's the one I would have picked too. Unfortunately, that's one my eyes are attracted to. Okay, so Zach gets stuck with Paula, but he ends up liking her. Okay, and Paula ends up liking him because he's got a lot of confidence. Okay, he's very assured about his future. I mean, not so much. Sometimes he's a little bit not so sure, but for the most part, he's confident in himself. At least he can fake it, at least. Okay, he knows how to spar with her verbally. He knows how to he knows how to flirt. He knows how to talk to her. His rapport with her is very good. Okay, and very quickly he leads the conversation so that she's trying to win his approval as opposed to him trying to prove himself to her. Usually in real life, it's the other way around. Okay, but Zach Mayo's a fucking stud. He's an alpha Chad. Okay, he's a player, and the reason he is because he grew up in the fucking Philippines. Okay, with his dad who was in the Navy as well, but as an enlisted man, okay? And he grew up in a fucking whorehouse, okay? So he's been fucking women since he was like 11 years old. So he knows his way around a fucking pussy. He does, okay? He knows where the G-spot is, okay? All that shit that we had to learn the fucking hard way. Yeah, he learned that shit when he was a fucking little kid, before he was even old enough to fucking shave, okay? So of course he feels confident around women. He has no problem being around women, okay? It's being friendly to people, making relationships, making platonic relationships with people, okay? That's what he has a problem with, okay? So he mostly only thinks about himself. And that's the way he relates to women. He just thinks about himself. Okay, which can be attractive to women because most guys are always like, "Are you okay, sweetheart? Is there anything I can get you?" Most guys are like that. He's not. He's not like that at all. He's the opposite, and that turns women on. All right. Yes, that's a tip from me to you. Okay, anyway, so that's going on here. They get into a fight at a bar. He gets into a fight. Some civilian guy talks shit to him. He beats a crazy. He roundhouses him. The stunt double does. Okay, he gets pissed off that. He gets an argument with fucking Paula, who's trying to be nice to him. Okay, and he basically tells her off, and he apologizes. So they have a good fuck that night. Okay, and the next morning she cooks him fucking eggs, and start talking, and she says like, "What do you do with your girlfriends once you're done with them?" He's like, "I've never had a girlfriend. I don't know what, and which is true. He doesn't know how to form relationships with people. He doesn't, his dad is an asshole who didn't want him, and his mom killed herself when he was a little boy. So he doesn't really understand. No one taught him how to form a meaningful relationships or how to give of himself, how to risk his own feelings for somebody, for someone more than for himself. He doesn't know how to do these things. So these are alienating. He's scared of these things. All right. Okay. So that's going on here. Okay. He gets smoked. All that kind of shit happens. All right. So later on, they're having sex. Okay, the very next scene that we have after Zach got smoked, okay, that day, the girls and Sid were on a speedboat. They mooned him after he got finished getting smoked, okay, but he ends up staying. He does not fail. He does not get kicked out of school. The next scene that we see is we see Zach on his floor with a toothbrush. He's cleaning the stairwell, okay. And then we see the cadet Perryman. And Perryman's this big, tall black guy, okay. Now he's one of his roommates, okay, in the school there. And Perryman has a wife and a little kid, and all the money that he makes going to officer camp school, he uses that money to fucking to keep his wife and his kid in a fucking motel, okay. And he sees them on the weekends, okay. He almost got denied his liberty because he thought he was going to fail his uniform inspection, okay. If that had happened, he would not have been able to see his wife and his daughter that weekend. So he begged Zach to help him. Zach said no, because this is the same guy that was giving him shit about selling these uniform items earlier. You'll get an honor violation. You know, is you doing this? Is you doing this? Is that worth all of us here getting an honor violation? And he's like, well, no one cares about it except for you. Well, now he's asking Zach, can I get some of those uniform items? And he's telling him, oh, well, I wouldn't want you to get an honor violation, you know. And that's how he got busted, okay? So Perryman's still pissed off at him, okay? And he's happy that he got fucking his limo got denied and then he got smoked all weekend. So he shows up there, he sees Zach on the floor. He's surprised to see Zach still there, okay? But he steps on the area where Zach had just finished cleaning, okay? Which is a dick move to do, but he thinks that Zach was being a dick to him first. Well, when he gets to his room, he notices that Zach, while they were gone on Libo having fun, Zach was in the room there cleaning everybody's fucking uniform items. Okay, so when Perryman opens up his wall locker, all the contraband stuff there is there now, is his now. Okay, so he made up for being an asshole. So he's just starting to think about other people instead of just himself. Sid also shows up coming back from Libo, okay, and he's like, oh, I'm surprised to see you still here. You made it. He's like, yeah, and then Zach tells him, hey, by the way, thanks. Thanks a lot. Now, what is he saying thanks for? Okay, they mooned him. Okay, so it was him, Lynette, and Paula were on a boat, speedboat, and they mooned him when they were on the boat while he was getting smoked. Okay, he said thank you. Now, why do you say thank you? Because I can guarantee you, okay, and I'm talking from personal experience here. Okay, I guarantee you, Sid fucked Paula that weekend. Okay. Lynette's hanging out with Sid all weekend. Zach's not there because he's getting smoked. So what's Paula got to do? She's got the whole weekend to do nothing except get laid. Okay, so what the fuck? Okay, Lynette's already there. They're drinking. You know, they're having fun. Of course he fucked her. Of course he did. Now, the movie's not going to talk about it. He's going to downplay it. Maybe Zach's in it. I don't think Zach's that much of an idiot that he wouldn't have known that he wouldn't have figured that out. I don't think Sid would tell him because he didn't want to hurt his feelings or nothing. But come on. Okay, you cannot tell me that Paula was hanging out with Sid and Lynette all fucking weekend and nothing fucking happened. Get the fuck out of there. Okay, something definitely fucking happened. Okay, if Zach wasn't there, she really felt that strongly about him. Okay, she wouldn't have shown up. She would have taken the ferry back to her home. Okay, and spent it with her that weekend with her family, but she didn't. She hung out drinking and partying with fucking Sid and fucking Lynette. All right, so of course they had sex. Okay, don't give me that bullshit that they didn't. Okay, they most definitely did. Okay, the movie can't go there because then you're gonna look down on Paula. And if you look down on Paula, you're not gonna give a shit when her feelings get hurt. Okay, so that's why they did that. It's just a form of manipulation to get you to fucking root for her. Okay, anyway. So later on, the very next scene we have is, I guess it's the next weekend now. A week has gone by, and Zach's in a hotel room with Paula, and she's straddling him. They're both naked, okay? And she's on top of him. They're having sex. She's straddling him. And I got to tell you, Deborah Winger looks really fucking good in this scene. She's very slim, you know, very young. You know, she's playing a 22-year-old or 21-year-old, you know. She looks really fucking good. She really does, okay? And I can't understand how, how these two actors did not like each other. I mean, this scene right here where she's straddling him, she's fucking naked. It's right there. She's straddling him. Her titties are right in his fucking face, right in his mouth, in front of his mouth. Okay, okay, and he's naked too. Like, how do you fucking not like? How do you pull off a scene like this and not like your co-star? Okay. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. All right. If I'm in a position like that with a girl, okay, I'm definitely not just her friend. Okay. I could be your friend too, but I'm definitely more than just a friend. All right. So that's going on. It's a very sexy scene. I actually liked it myself. Okay. And you can tell they're really into each other. Okay. This is not normal sex. Okay. And what do I mean by that? It's not normal sex. Okay. All right. Girls, if you want to know, normal sex is porn. Watch porn. Okay. Watch porn. Yes, it's very athletic. You know, it's very simple. You know, you got the different positions. You got the endurance. You got all that kind of shit, the noises and all that kind of shit, you know. That's all good, okay? That's normal sex. That's when you just want to get off, okay? That's not what they're doing here, okay? They're like making love here, okay? They're really, really into each other, okay? You don't see this shit in porn. Okay, they're really into each other, and you ladies know the difference. Guys, you know the difference between fucking a girl and making love to a girl, okay? You don't really make love to girls that you don't like, okay, or that you don't care about, all right? You fuck girls you don't care about, all right? You don't make love to them, all right? You only really make love to girls that you really, really love, okay? Because there's feelings involved in everything that you're doing, all right? So, and that's what's going on here, okay? You can tell that they're making love, they're not fucking, okay? So, which is weird, which I probably wouldn't do in this case, because all I could be thinking about would be like that she fucked Sid last week, all right? And I can't tell her that, because if I do, I'm not going to get any more pussy for the rest of the time that I'm here, okay? But at the same time, I wouldn't be able to fake it by making love to her to cover up what I really think. I wouldn't be able to. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to do that. All right. So yeah. So I don't understand why Zach is so fucking stupid here. He doesn't realize that, but oh well. Maybe he's already mentally performed his own emotional defenses already up. In case that does turn out to be what happened. All right. Because I know Sid definitely won't tell him. All right. So that's going on here. So they're having sex, whatever. Okay. Neither of them wants to get up. Okay. From bed. Okay. There's even a scene where. No one wants to get up, okay, to wipe the cum. They're looking for a towel. Well, you always have to fucking have the towel right there. You always have a washcloth right there, or at least like you use your socks, man. If you have to, use the socks, okay? Use the fucking socks to wipe that shit up, all right? You all know this, okay? So anyway, yeah. Yeah, so neither one wants to get up to wipe the cum. That's why you have to have a towel ready, asshole, okay? And Paula makes this joke. She makes a joke about how, they found them 3 weeks later shriveled up from lack of food and water. So she basically just doesn't want to get up off of being on top of him, okay? And at one point she grabs his cover, his fucking Navy hat, and puts it on. Or he puts it on her, I don't remember, whatever. Okay, so this is basically bedroom talk, okay? And then something funny happens, which you never see in a movie, okay? While she's on top of him, even though it's realistic, when she's on top of him, he's obviously he already came, so he loses his heart on while he's still inside of her, though. Okay, so his dick is getting softer inside of her, and then it slips out, okay, which is normal, all right? So obviously we're not going to see this happen because this is not a rated X movie, okay? But they're talking about it. She's like, oh, bye-bye, Zachary. That's what she says. She calls it Zachary. Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. I thought it was weird. I did not expect it. I did not remember that part from when I watched this movie before. Watching it again, I was like, oh, damn. Like, they left nothing out. This is a very realistic scene here. Okay. So, although no one's ever called my dick Zachary, that's kind of weird. Okay, they called it other things, but not Zachary. All right. So he puts his Navy hat on her head, okay, and she reveals that she fantasizes about being an officer candidate herself, like Seagar is in this movie. She fantasizes about doing that, being a Navy pilot herself. But she tells her the usual fucking, but it's not easy because I'm a girl, and Zach tells her that that's no excuse, no, fuck that noise. There's no excuse, if you want to do it, go fucking do it. Who's stopping you? There's nobody stopping you. This ain't the 1930s, ain't the 1950s. You can do whatever the fuck you want, There's no excuse for you not going out there and getting what you want, which is true. Okay, that's a very important thing. Zach is very deficient emotionally in a lot of things. Okay, but this is not one of them. Okay, he's going after what he wants. He's got no plan B. Threw everything into this thing. He wants to become a Navy officer. He wants to fly jets. That's his goal. That's what he's trying to do. That takes precedent over everything else in his life. Like I said, and he cannot fuck this up. Okay, he's under a lot of pressure for him to prove something to himself and to his dad. Okay, that he's not better than his dad. That he's not like his dad. You see, and that's why it's so important to him. Okay. So that's what motivates him. He's self-motivated, okay? Whereas Paula is just like, no, not really, she says, you should go out there and just get what you want. There's no excuse for you not going out there and getting what you want, Zach's like, just go get it, And then she looks at him and she's like, well, who says I'm not going after what I want? You see what I mean? Okay, so basically she's looking for a meal ticket, okay? She's looking for a fucking husband, okay? She's looking to go to school and graduate with her MRS degree, if you know what I mean, right? She's not looking to do anything with her life. She's looking to fucking, that is what she wants to do with her life. She wants to be a wife. She wants to be a mother, She wants to be married. She wants to have a family. That's what she wants. That's her goal. It ain't to work at the fucking factory. It ain't become a fucking fighter pilot, That's what she wants. She wants to be a homemaker. Hey, like I said, this movie's dated. It's dated, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing fucking wrong with that. You know, I mean, why does every fucking girl in the world have to be a fucking CEO of some Fortune 500 company? It's just not realistic. You know, it's stupid. And anyway, but yeah, that was an honorable thing back then. You know, why not? Why would I? Me personally, am I that fucking regressive that I think all women should be in the kitchen and shit? No, fuck no, fuck no. I would never be with a woman that didn't do shit except fucking sit around at home all day. Okay, and clean the house and watch TV and cook me dinner. I don't need her to cook me my fucking food. Okay, I wash my own fucking clothes. Okay, I make my own fucking sandwiches. She wants a sandwich, she can make her own fucking sandwiches. Okay. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, I want a woman who's got something else going on in her life besides me. Okay, and I think that's normal. Okay, because everybody's got to have something other than just their spouse to validate their fucking existence. All right. So anyway, so that's going on. She tells him, well, how do you know I'm not going after what I want? Okay, which is a red flag or a green flag. It depends. Like, he's only known her for maybe 6 weeks by this time. Not very long. Maybe 2 months by this time. Not very long. So, this is a lot. This is a lot of heaviness to put on somebody. When they're about to graduate from fucking OCS. All right, Officer Candidate School. Okay. So anyway, Paula reveals to him that her mom is 39 years old, and that she still works at the factory with her at the paper factory. Okay, with Lynette. Okay, and that every time she looks at her mom, she knows exactly where she doesn't want to be. Which is kind of sad. She doesn't want to end up like her mom, but if she doesn't do anything with her life, that's exactly how she's going to end up. Just like her mom, working at that fucking paper factory. Okay, that's not the dream. That's not the life that she wants. That's not the life anybody wants, honestly. Especially not in 1982. Okay, so of course, what's the number one ticket to get out of there? It's a fucking hook up with a fucking officer. Okay, an officer candidate. So yeah, but she doesn't want to end up like her mom. Okay. Now later on, we'll find out why her mom stayed there and works at the factory. So she doesn't want to end up like her mom. All right. Now Zach reveals some details. Since she decided to get real personal here and reveal some stuff about herself, he decided that he would do the same. So he opens up to her, which I didn't really expect him to do the first time I saw this movie, but I was surprised that he did it. Okay, but I kind of understand now. I was younger the first time I saw this movie. I was in my 20s, and I'm older now. And he reveals his mother's suicide. He tells her about that, okay, which must be a very difficult thing for him to reveal. Now, earlier in the movie, we do remember that when Lynette first met Sid and they were dancing at that dance, they learned that both of them had brothers that died in Vietnam. Okay, although Lynette had no problem talking about him because she barely knew him. She was a little girl when he died. Sid had a very difficult time talking to her about his older brother that died, Tommy. He basically told her, just change the subject. I don't want to talk about this. Okay, so this isn't something he doesn't want to fucking deal with. Okay, he definitely doesn't want to talk to his love interest about this. All right, which gives you some clues about Lynette's relationship with Sid. But here Zach is revealing some stuff. Okay, and for a guy who's very stoic, who's very reserved, doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve unless he's being fucking IT'd like Gunny Foley was doing. Unless he's something like that, he's not really going to reveal himself. Okay, but he opens up to her. He tells her, hey, listen, my old lady. She took a bottle of pills while I was at school one day, and he says, what upsets him the most about this was that she didn't leave a note, like she didn't even say goodbye. She just checked out. That's what he says. She just checked out. He's like, I always hated her for that, and I can understand that. Even in my own family, there's people in my family that have done the same thing. And it's, God, man, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad, the damage that you do to other people. Now, if somebody is feeling that way, nothing I say is going to change that. But I can say this, okay, that life is definitely worth living. That we all get down sometimes, we all get depressed sometimes, okay. But the joys of life, okay, is what we live for, not the pain. Okay, we endure the pain to get to the next joy. Okay, we don't live for the pain. That's not what life's about. Okay, life is always worth living, okay? And if you're a spiritual person like I am, I believe that I was put here by a higher power, okay, by something greater than me, okay? And who am I to violate what my higher power wants? My higher power wants me to be here at this time, right now in my life. So that's why I'm here. Okay, and I will leave this world when my higher power decides it's time for me to leave this world. Okay, not when I do. Okay, you see what I mean? So I'm serving a greater purpose. I don't know what that is yet, 100% sure, but I have a pretty good idea. Okay, yeah, that's what I believe. Okay, and I believe that we have a responsibility to find some meaning in our lives. Okay, and that the pain that we feel when people hurt us and stuff, or when people let us down, when they disappoint us. Okay, these pain is only temporary. Okay, but life is what we're living for. okay? And we're not here very long, so we might as well have a good one. You know, we have a responsibility to do what we have to do to ensure that we have a happy, healthy, and emotionally stable life. Okay, you know, if that means you have to get some psychiatric help, absolutely. There's no shame in that. You're doing something about a problem that you have. You know, absolutely. You know, do some talk to somebody. Okay, you'd be surprised how much better you feel when you talk to people. When you hold it up inside of you and you never talk about it to anybody, it's eating you from the inside out. It's like a cancer growing inside of you. Okay, and you don't want to live your life that way. Okay, because even if you do live to be old and still feeling that way, it's not going to be a happy life. You see what I mean? All right. So anyway, so he tells her that he's upset. He's mad at his mom for doing that. He hated her for that, for killing herself. You know, she's checking out. You know, he goes like, you know, and of course Paul is shocked by this revelation. She goes, "Oh my God, that must have really hurt." He's like, "Hurt? No. You know, you're all alone in this world, Paula. Once you got that down, ain't nothing can hurt you anymore." Well, wow. There's a philosophy right there. And Paula tells him, she says, like, you know what? I bet there's a lot of people that would buy that line. You know, that's what she says. Okay, she doesn't buy it, and I don't buy it either. Unfortunately, there was a time in my life where I was that way, and I did live by those words. Okay, you're all alone in this world. Okay, and once you got that down, nothing really hurts anymore. Okay, it's true. It's true to a sense that, you know, once you have that wall around you, there's nothing can come in and hurt you. Okay, but also, you know, you can't experience people that way either. You know, it's like a force field that keeps people from getting close to you, but also keeps you from getting close to people. And you know what happens? Okay, you're not hurting anybody by doing this. You know what happens when people don't get close to you? Okay, you know what happens? They get close to other people. They don't give a shit. Okay, that's the truth. They don't give a shit. All right, they don't give a shit that you're keeping them out. Nobody gives a shit about that except for you. Okay, you're the only one who's so concerned with their feelings getting hurt. Okay, that you're keeping everyone away. Okay, you're the only one that's worried about that. You're the only one that cares about that. Other people don't give a shit. They'll just go walk right by you. They won't interact with you then. Okay, no problem. There's plenty of other people here that will interact with me. Okay, what does it matter? Okay, so it's a double-edged sword. It really is, okay? It keeps people away from you, okay? And all of us need people in our lives into some form or another, okay? So as long as Zach has developed this thing to protect himself, this is how he protects his feelings, okay? By putting a wall around people. He uses people because despite the fact that he doesn't want to get emotionally involved, he uses women for sex because he still has a biological desire to have sex. That's not going away, okay? And it's better to have sex with a real woman than to have sex with your fucking hand, okay? It's true, it is, okay? But that means that, you know, you risk getting your feelings involved, okay? So what do you do as long as you have this outlook, this philosophy of life that nobody gives a shit, that you're all alone in this world, you're gonna die alone in this world, you know? As long as you have the philosophy, then you don't have to worry about your feelings getting hurt because he's only really had his feelings hurt twice, okay? When his mother died and when his father fucking rejected him, you know? So he doesn't want to experience that, okay? That was so long ago. But it left such a fucking scar inside of him that he doesn't want to go anywhere near that scar that he has emotionally inside of him, okay? So that's how it keeps people away. Hence, he has no friends. See what I mean? Okay? He does it to protect himself, okay? But he keeps people away. Now, Paula here is trying to break down those walls. She's trying to get inside of him, okay? And he's just not going to let that happen, okay? At least not easily. But he's already started, in my opinion. I think he's already started that, okay? He's revealing things, personal things about himself. This isn't the kind of fucking shit that he just tells anybody. I'm pretty sure he never told Sid about his mother's suicide, okay? It's not the kind of thing he would just openly talk to anybody about. You see what I mean? But he's talking to this about Paula, okay? Who's supposed to be just his fuck buddy. Okay, you know, so that's going on here, you know, and yeah. So anyway, on the ferry, there's a ferry ride that they take. Like I said, they have to take the ferry to go back and forth from the island when they go to the island to visit the cadets. On the ferry ride, you've got Lynette and Paula. They're there. Okay, they're on the ferry and they're talking to each other. Okay, and Paula tells Lynette that she invited Zach over to her house. You know, her mom and her dad's house, you know, to have dinner. Okay, now she's worried that maybe he's not going to like them or something, that kind of thing, you know, and. You know, and then Lynette talks to her, okay? She asked Paula if she would get pregnant just to keep Zach. Would you ever think about getting pregnant just to keep Zach from leaving you? You know? And Paula's like, no, of course not. I would never do that. You know? And you know, he said, would you? And Lynette says, well, I don't know. You know, because Lynette's a fucking bitch. Okay, so now we understand how she really feels about Sid. She doesn't give a shit about Sid. Everything that fucking Gunny Foley said in the beginning of the movie when he was warning the cadets about the girls outside of the base that are just trying to hook on to some fucking officer candidate to get them out of that fucking shithole town they're living in was true. And Lynette's a perfect example of this. Okay, she didn't give two shits about fucking Sid. She just wants to get the fuck out of that fucking factory and out of that fucking trailer park that she's living in. That's all she cares about. And if she has to seduce some guy to get there, that's what she's gonna fucking do, you know? So yeah, she lives up to that fucking stereotype, okay? Unfortunately, I've met plenty of women like this. Plenty. You know, especially me when I was on base, you know? I had my own fucking experiences. I'm not going to say her name, but I remember this one girl that wanted that. Absolutely. You know how I knew she was full of shit? You know how I knew? All this shit that she was trying to tell me? You know, because the first thing they do is they try to get you to feel sorry for, oh, my ex-husband, he beat the crap out of me and he left me. You know, that's the first thing you try to do, okay? Okay, and then after that, they start telling you how great you are. Oh my God, you have such lovely black hair. I never met a guy with hair like you. You know, I'm making this up, okay? But bullshit like that is an example. Okay, that's what they do, okay? The problem is that they do all this shit like in the first fucking 3 days. Okay, no, look how long it took Zach to open up to Paula. It took at least a few weeks, a month. Okay? Before he revealed anything personal about himself. Okay? That's a little bit more realistic. Okay? I tend to believe that he was being honest here because there's a lot of time. But when a girl spills out everything in the first couple of days, dude, she's just saying this to you to get you to fucking fall in love with her. It's like flash love, dude. Like here. You know, it's like a fucking an extra value meal at fucking McDonald's, except they're selling fucking girlfriends there, okay? You order real quick, you get it real fast. Okay? That's basically what's going on here, okay? That's how you know. That's how you fucking know, all right? And that shit don't fucking work, all right? Well, at least it didn't work on me. Because I watched this movie was one of the reasons it didn't work on me, okay? I caught on. I was expecting it, all right? And plus, I'd also seen what the girls were doing to the other guys that I was with, how they were fucking them over, you know? And I definitely didn't want that to happen to me. Now, they say that a smart man learns from their mistakes. That's true. But a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Okay? That's even more true, okay? All right, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of Officer and Gentleman. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.